how's it going, y'all? So I am here with the second round of 5 teams that I'm releasing for this month. I said that I was only going to have my first 5 teams available for a limited time, and it is time to move on to my second 5 teams. So the second round of 5 teams is purely dedicated to fun. We've got 5 crazy teams for you to try, just to have a little bit of fun, while we're still in the end of this non-Dynamax series before we move back to Series 8, So this first team that we're looking at here is actually a Charge-a-Bug support team. So we've got Charge-a-Bug support with Kyogre. Kyogre is one of the best legendaries to run with Charge-a-Bug support, mainly because it does allow Charge-a-Bug to survive a little bit longer, because the rain sets up the it sets up the rain for Charge-a-Bug so that it doesn't get hit as hard by fire moves. It also is Charge-a-Bug's weak to rock, which Kyogre can deal with very easily. So although you might think this could be a pretty good Calyrex Shadow team, and I'm not gonna lie, I might try it as a Calyrex Shadow team, but Kyogre actually works very well with Charge-a-Bug. So we've got that here, and we've got some other, fun stuff to try along with it. So we've got Sheer Force, Life Orb, Nidoking, which you're definitely not seeing very much in this format, but the idea is that Nidoking paired with either Indeedee or Charge-a-Bug should be able to pretty reliably one-shot even an Assault Vest Rillaboom with Sludge Bomb. You can tank Zacians with, Zacian probably does a lot of damage to Nidoking, but if you set up the... Ooh, this is something to think about. I could maybe change Volt Switch to Electro Web on Xurkitree. I didn't really think about that, but that's actually a pretty good idea. I might switch Volt Switch to Electro Web, but being able to Volt Switch out Xurkitree is good tech, so I think there's give and take for both of them. Maybe I could switch off Energy Ball instead of, having Energy Ball, so I'll think about that. If the original code is not the one on the bottom and there's like another code put over top of it, it'll have Electro Web. So you can, using Battery Support or Helping Hand, get rid of Rillaboom. Earth Power can deal with Zacian quite easily. So you've got things like that. Then we have Tornadus, which is pretty standard on a Kyogre team. Allows you to set up Tailwind, allows you to stop people from setting up Trick Room on you. And then Hurricane and Protect. You could definitely argue for like maybe Icy Wind, but this is a pretty good set on Tornadus. Then we've got Kyogre, which is the boy. Water Spout, Mystic Water, Kyogre can OHKO a Calyrex Shadow, which is definitely nice to know. So you can just set up Tailwind and Protect the first turn, and then just Water Spout. Assuming that they don't have their own, Tailwind. So I can definitely see how Electro Web Xurkitree might be really useful for this team to have. Then we have Indeedee with Expanding Force, Helping Hand, Protect, and Follow Me. This is really to allow you to do extra support to the other Pokemon if you don't want to use Charge-a-Bug. And also, Indeedee allows you to stop Fake Outs, it allows you to redirect attacks. So it's pretty tried and true, just a really good support Pokemon in any format. So you got that. Then we have Charge-a-Bug, which actually does have Electro Web. Skitter Smack, Electro Web, Protect, and Substitute. which is pretty wild stuff. Nobody's gonna lie about that. So, Skitter Smack allows you to moderate special attack on your opponents. Electro Web allows you to moderate speed. And then you got Protect just in case you need it, and you have Substitute, which Substitute is actually very hard to break on Charge-a-Bug. Like, people, it can really surprise people, so I think this is a really good set. I'll definitely think about putting Electro Web on Circuitry because it would be very useful to have that speed moderation. Like, you could just send out Circuitry Kyogre and click Electro Web Water Spout, and then you can deal with Zacian, you can deal with Calyrex Shadow. So it's definitely something to think about, and I think if I have ways to deal with the other things, I will take off either Dazzling Gleam or Energy Ball. I can kind of see that Dazzling Gleam might be the one I want to take off right now. So that's what I'm going to think about. Moving on to the next team. We've got Exploding Silvally. So this is this and my my Trick Room Kyogre team. Well, the Trick Room Kyogre team is completely different than the one I originally used, but this is a team that I made in previous months, and this is almost a Pokemon for Pokemon recreation of that team, barring a couple like different moves and item choices. So we've got, Calyrex Haunts with Astral Barrage, Expanding Force, Protect, and Shadow Ball. Very standard Calyrex, but, you can put it next to Silvally. Silvally can explode, and, you're not going to hit your own Calyrex. People will probably expect it if you lead Calyrex Silvally, not gonna lie. So, something that I find myself doing quite a lot is starting either Silvally Venusaur or Silvally Torkoal, and then you just protect one of them, explode Silvally, and then bring out the other one. And then, Venusaur goes very fast and has the ability to sleep powder things, while Torkoal can do fat damage with like Heat Wave, Eruption, and things of that nature. So you definitely got that. You also have Wide Guard Celesteela, so that you can explode next to Celesteela if you need to. And yeah, Wide Guard, blocks you from taking damage from your own explosion, which is pretty nice. I decided to go with Silk Scarf Silvally instead of Choice Band Silvally, with the idea being that, in a non-Dynamax format, you really don't need a Choice Band explosion from Silvally. Like, a Silk Scarf explosion will do just as good, with the added benefit being that you can actually switch back and forth between what moves you want to use, and give Silvally extra versatility in that sense. So, you've got Explosion, Parting Shot, Crunch, and Multi-Attack, with Crunch being really useful simply for the fact that, Silvally can't actually be hit by a Calyrex Shadow. So if you do want to start Silvally against a Calyrex Shadow, they probably will not expect you to actually be running Crunch. And, they might start Indeedee, right, and, use Follow Me, which can be pretty annoying. But if you click, if you start, Calyrex Silvally, and you click Multi-Attack Protect on turn 1, there's a very good chance that they will still use Astral Barrage instead of Expanding Force. And, you can deal with them in that sense. But, obviously a lot of people are running Focus Sash and Indeedee, I'm using Focus Sash and Indeedee. It's a really good Pokemon. And I'm using the same Indeedee set on each one of my teams for this new round of teams. So, Helping Hand Indeedee is a great support for Calyrex. And even, Silvally or Torkoal or something, It's just great support. It allows them to do, 1.5 times the damage they were originally going to, which is really nice. And then the Celesteela set we're running is Heavy Slam, Protect, Wide Guard, and Leech Seed. With the real idea behind that being, not only can you Wide Guard the explosion away, but Celesteela can pretty much wall games on its own if it really needs to, just by using Leech Seed. And so, you got that, like, Heavy Slam is a great answer to Calyrex, Xerneas. So, we've got quite a bit of things going. Venusaur with Wide Lens to make Sleep Powder hit more. And Sludge Bomb Venusaur is also a really good answer to Xerneas, so we're not too worried about Xerneas with this team. Not really that worried about Kyogres. And we have ways to deal with like Zacian too, and other Calyrex shadows, so we got most of the big threats covered, and we also have ways to deal with other things in really, fun and exciting fashions. So, this is probably my worst team for the month, I would say. I created this team using a form of the Lottery Challenge. So the Lottery Challenge is basically like, you get all of your Pokemon for the team by doing Rotom Lotto. And instead of just choosing 6 Pokemon, what I did is I chose 10 Pokemon from the Lotto and then tried to whittle it down to 6. I did luckily get one legendary, that legendary being Lugia, and this was the total Pokemon that I drew. So I drew Crocodile first, then Decidueye, Inteleon, Butterfree, Dreadnought, Lugia, Rotom, Cinderace, Rillaboom, and Toxapex. So I really chose to use Inteleon just because I think it'll be funny to try to use Water Pledge. Unfortunately, or I don't know if it's unfortunately, but like, the best way to actually run Inteleon if you are gonna go for Water Pledge is with Choice Scarf, which means that I can't use Choice Scarf on Crocodile. However, I did give it Quick Claw just to try to mitigate that, and with the additional benefit that now Crocodile can actually protect, right? Whereas, like, a lot of people are going to want to target Crocodile right away because they think it has Scarf, and they probably won't expect Inteleon to have Scarf because of that. Another additional benefit that you get out of Scarf Inteleon is that Scarf Inteleon can actually outspeed a Regieleki. So with Scarf Inteleon, you can start like Decidueye Inteleon, click Water Pledge, Grass Pledge, and it creates a swamp that is basically better than Tailwind. It makes your opponent speed 1/4 of what it originally was, if I'm correct. So the swamp is really useful actually. It's, like I said, it's better than Tailwind. So if you do want to start Decidueye Inteleon, you can just click Water Pledge, Grass Pledge, and it's going to be pretty nice. The one thing you do have to look out for is just the sheer amount of fake out that goes around in this format. So like, something that might suit you better than starting Decidueye Inteleon in the face of fake out is to start like Lugia Rillaboom or like Lugia Crocodile or something like that, and then to like hard swap both of them out into Decidueye and Inteleon in the order that feels the most proper. You could technically start like Decidueye Lugia or like Decidueye Croak or something, and then like switch Croak out into Inteleon because Decidueye can't get faked out. But Decidueye has threats that it needs to look out for, and there's no understating that. We do have Shadow Sneak on Decidueye to allow us to self-proc Lugia's weakness policy. We have Spirit Shackle to stop opponents from being able to switch out, even though, if they have U-turn, they can still switch out, or like Parting Shot. I thought about using U-Turn on Decidueye, but Decidueye with Assault Vest is a very bulky Pokemon and can hard wall things like Landorus, and I guess Kyogre. So Skitter Smack is actually going to be very useful tech for Decidueye to have, and I really, I like it. It's a good tech. So, I mean, we don't have U-Turn, but we do have Skitter Smack, Spirit Shackle, Grass Pledge, and Shadow Sneak. Then there is the Crocodile with Throat Chop, High Horsepower, Snarl, and Protect, with a Quick Claw being on Crocodile with the hopes that, you actually do end up getting the Quick Claw off. The disbenefit is that the way that, most people run Crocodile, it cannot actually one-shot a Zacian, but I mean, if you start like Inteleon Crocodile or Rillaboom Crocodile, you're gonna be able to take care of it. So, you just click like Grassy Glide High Horsepower and it's fine. The way that Crocodile is run with a little bit more bulk, it cannot actually be one-shot by Zacian. But, I mean, I guess it is a little susceptible to a double up. I also, on Inteleon, as the fourth possible Choice Scarf move, I have Tearful Look, which Tearful Look is basically Parting Shot without switching out. So, it lowers your opponent's attack and special attack one stage. So, it's really good tech for, being able to lower whatever stat they have, whether it's attack or special attack. You don't really need to, like, worry about using Charm versus Eerie Impulse. Like, you just use Tearful Look and it deals with whatever stat needs to be dealt with without being stopped by, like things like a dark Pokemon being immune to prankster moves. Then we've got the Grassy Seed or Miracle Seed Rillaboom, which can two-shot a Xerneas with Grassy Glide. So you can hardwall Xerneases with Rillaboom if they try to, set up Geomancy, they're just not going to get it off. So you've got that. Grassy Glide, U-Turn, Protect, and Fake Out. And then finally we have Rotom with Citrus Berry, with Protect, Ally Switch, Thunderbolt, and Overheat. I did think about running Dark Pulse instead of Ally Switch. I think Ally Switch is really nice because a lot of the things that are not very effective against Rotom are good against other Pokemon on this team. So you can Ally Switch into an Ice Beam, you can Ally Switch into a Thunderbolt, and you don't really have to worry about it. Whereas, like, a good bit of this team is weak against Ice moves, like 4 Pokemon, so you do need to worry about that. 2 Pokemon on this team are weak against Grass moves, being Crocodile and Inteleon. So, being able to Ally Switch, I think, is going to add significant benefit to this team. And Assault Vest Decidueye cannot get one-shot by Calyrex Shadow. And it can one-shot Calyrex Shadow with Spirit Shackle. So you can do something like start Crocodile Decidueye if you want against a Calyrex Shadow and get significant benefit out of that. You could start like Rillaboom Crocodile and like fake out Indeedee and use like Snarl, and Snarl will, or actually, I mean, who's to say you don't just like use fake out Throat Chop? It really comes down to if you think they're gonna protect, right? But you've got that. Then we have Lugia with Aeroblast, Ice Beam, Earth Power, and Recover, with the idea being that this is probably one of the best movesets for Lugia if you're not gonna run Calm Mind. So the things that Psychic is really good against, you already have answers for. So, I mean, Psychic is good against Poison Pokemon, and it's good against Fighting Pokemon, which you have Earth Power for, and then you also have Aeroblast fourth. So you don't really need Psychic on this type of Lugia. I could definitely think about switching Ice Beam off for Calm Mind, I'm not gonna lie about that. And on this team I might actually think about doing that. So again, if the code on the bottom is different than what it originally was, you will know that this Lugia actually has Calm Mind instead of Ice Beam. What are the benefits of Lugia having Ice Beam? I mean, like, it's really not, like, on this Lugia. I mean, you have Inteleon with Ice Beam, like, I'll probably switch it to Calm Mind, let's be honest with you. And I will still be testing these teams a little bit in the beginning of the month. So if on this video, I will comment saying if I need to, switch anything. I'm also realizing that I have the same QOTD as I had last video and the video before that. So, I'm still getting used to doing QOTDs, and for that reason, I kind of just leave them on the screen for like sometimes. So, my bad about that. But this is a really fun team, and I think, we talked about pretty well the type of things you can do with it. Next, we have Trick Room Kyogre. So I already used this team on my channel, so you should, if you've seen that video, be a little bit familiar with it. So we've got Iron Ball Kyogre with Origin Pulse. I'm probably going to switch to Scald, so again I'm going to have to fix this code. Thunder, Protect, and Water Spout. So oh wait, no, now I remember why I'm not gonna fix it, because I have Faint, so I don't need to fix it, because I have no reason to be afraid of Wide Guard if I have Faint, so there's that. Not gonna fix it. So we've got, Iron Ball Kyogre with Iron Ball is actually slower than every Calyrex Ice, so you can set up Trick Room, and then Calyrex Ice actually cannot stop Kyogre from being faster than it in Trick Room, which is really nice. Like, you definitely benefit from doing fat damage to a Calyrex Ice. And then we have Mimikyu with Mental Herb and Disguise, with Shadow Sneak, Trick Room, Will-O-Wisp, and Play Rough. So, one of the problems I was having with the original team comp that I had, which had a Scavalier instead of Hitmontop, is that if my opponent had Regieleki and Zacian, and started Regieleki Zacian, they could completely hardwall me setting up Trick Room, which is almost like an auto loss for this team. So now we have Hitmontop, which allows you to, basically just make sure that if Mimikyu needs to set up Trick Room, it will. So you don't have to be worried about that. We've got Wide Guard, Triple Axle, Fake Out, and Faint, which, I mean, you could definitely argue that Triple Axle is not a great move for Hitmontop, but what it does allow you to do is, like, deal with a Rillaboom if you're not gonna bring Serena. And, I mean, like, there's kind of multiple things you can do. So, Mimikyu actually does get one shot by Wood Hammer if you don't have Intimidate, so you do benefit highly from Intimidate. You can actually just Will-O-Wisp Rillaboom instead of going for Trick Room turn 1. And Will-O-Wisp on Mimikyu gets us very far. So it's a really good move to have. Then we have Pinkerton, which allows us to set up the Electric Terrain and stop a Amoonguss from benefiting from us setting up Trick Room. If you set up Electric Terrain, they just, they can't actually put you to sleep, right? Which is really nice. And Pinkerton does fat damage with Scald and Rising Voltage and Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch can one-shot Calyrex Shadow, so, you know, you've got that going for you. Then we've got Serena with Power Whip, High Jump Kick, Triple Axle, and Protect. You could argue for U-Turn, I'm not gonna say you can't, but like, Triple Axle on Serena is definitely really good to have, no one's lying about that. Then we've got Power Lens Regidrago to make Regidrago good in Trick Room, with Dragon Energy, Breaking Swipe, Dragon Pulse, and Protect. So it's really nice being able to protect Regidrago and Kyogre, where something you can do is you can lead Regidrago or Kyogre next to Mimikyu, and you will pressure them so much into wanting to target Kyogre or Regidrago that you pretty much just get a free Trick Room. And if you think they are going to double up into Mimikyu to try to stop the Trick Room, then you just click Dragon Energy or Water Spout and like do fat damage. So, you know, you really benefit from having the ability to lead that very threatening lead, but you can also start Hitmontop in order to guarantee the Trick Room. So, you've got that. You got Pinkerton, which is a huge threat to a lot of things in the format. And yeah, I mean, you got Serena with Gleaming Majesty. And, I mean, like, Power Lens probably doesn't benefit special attack, but I just figured, like, if it's a special attack Regidrago, and I'm trying to make it slower, like, why not choose the Power Lens out of all the other power items? So, like, maybe it helps. It probably doesn't. I didn't really research it enough to figure that out, but, like, Power Lens, Regidrago, Mr. Stonks. Okay, so that's this team. Pretty fun stuff. Last team is the newest version of my Simple Jack team. So this is a Simple Xerneas team where you try to use Simple Beam on Xerneas and then go for Geomancy. Quick little adage or like disclaimer about the team. I realized very quickly how hard it is to actually do Simple Xerneas on this team. So what I've realized is that there's one very specific way that you can almost guarantee to get Simple Xerneas set up, and it takes 3 turns to do. But like, that being said, it is doable. The one disbenefit with switching Simple onto Xerneas is that, I mean, with Fairy Aura, like, you pretty much do just as much damage anyways, so it's not like you really need it. The one benefit that I guess you do get is that, you know, you have more speed and you have more special defense. And I don't actually think it does do more damage. Like, it might. Fairy Aura is 1.5, right? So, like, it shouldn't actually do more damage if I'm correct. Well, so I mean, you multiply by 2 and then you multiply by 3, whereas if you multiply by 2 and then you multiply by 1.5, you're just multiplying by 3. So, it's, yeah, I think they do the same amount of damage if I'm correct, which kind of tells me that I might actually want to do my bulky Xerneas on this team, but like, you probably don't, honestly, you probably don't want bulky Xerneas because, like, if you lower the special attack on Xerneas, then you're actually not even doing as much as you would do with just a regular Geomancy Xerneas. So, like, I thought about having max defense on this Xerneas to make it double bulky, and I mean, that's a nice idea, but we do have Entei on this team to deal with Xerneas, which is the biggest threat to deal with Zacian, which is the biggest threat to Xerneas. So, I mean, we have Entei to try to counter Zacian, and so, sorry, let me talk about the way that you can guarantee to set up Geomancy on this team. So what you're going to want to do if you want to guarantee the Geomancy, Simple Jack Geomancy with Simple Xerneas, is you start Latios in DD actually. This will stop fake outs because I have a like slow speed in DD, like even slower than like max speed IVs, but like non-beneficial nature. Like it's not max IVs. It's, you know, you should be getting the psychic terrain compared to most Willowbooms. So you will start in DD Latios. You switch out in DD on turn 1 into Xerneas, and you click Simple Beam that turn. They will probably not expect it, and most moves that people are going to use on in DD anyways are going to not be very effective against Xerneas. Like, if they click, you know, Darkest Lariat, like, it's going to do nothing to Xerneas. So, you switch out in DD turn 1 after leading Latios in DD, and you give Simple to Xerneas. Then what you do the next turn is you protect Xerneas, and you switch Latios out for in DD. That allows you to reset the Choice Scarf on Latios, and it allows you to, on the third turn, actually use Follow Me Geomancy. Then you will have Simple Xerneas successfully set up, and if you want, you can then bring Latios back out and just kind of spam Heal Pulse while using Simple Xerneas. And that's why we have Heal Pulse on Latios, is that, like, not only is Xerneas going to be ridiculously bulky, but you can just keep clicking Heal Pulse over and over again and, like, not have to really worry about it. But that's not all. But wait, there's more. Oh god. Okay, we have fun here. But yes, there is more. So, something that I started to do when I was trying to optimize this team is you don't have to give a Simple Beam to Xerneas. You can use Simple Beam on Registeel, and you can get big fat Iron Defense boosts, big fat Amnesia boosts. You can give Simple Beam to Moltres and click Nasty Plot, and you instantly just have, like, you know, a +4 Moltres on the field. So, Simple Beam actually synergizes very well with this newly set up way that I have this team. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what this team can do, honestly. Like, I did not feel good about this team originally. I didn't realize the way to actually set up Simple Xerneas. Now I know how to set up Simple Xerneas. Now I have other Pokemon on the team that I can use Simple on. So, like, you can technically just set up regular Xerneas and then use Simple Beam on another Pokemon. You could, yeah, basically. Well, not really. Xerneas would have to go down first in order for you to... No. So, I mean, you could start, like, Latios Registeel, use Simple Beam on Registeel, then bring out Xerneas and just use, like, regular Geomancy, right? So, you have that. We have ways to make this team really scary. That's the point. Like, this team feels like it is maybe the most hard to pilot team next to the Lotto Challenge team that I'm releasing for the second half of the month. But it's gonna be crazy, y'all. It's gonna be crazy. So I hope that you really look forward to having a chance to try these teams. Definitely let me know what you think. I might not have Pokepastes in the video the very day that I release it, but I will update with Pokepastes if I need to. So, you know, I'll give the Pokepastes, and we will be ready to do crazy stuff with these teams. So, look forward to me using them. Feel free to give them a try. And I hope y'all have a good day. So, yeah, peace out, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what teams you like the most. I definitely like, you know, hearing from you guys. So, peace out, y'all. Have a good day.